Hi, it's Fiery Grace the Gifted. I'm here with a Divine Masculine Insights reading. I know it's been a while since we checked in with the Divine Masculines, but I did feel like there was just a lot that had to play out. Now I'm getting a lot of downloads and a lot of messages, which are really, really beautiful and powerful. So I hope that if this is something you are meant to see, that this is arriving in perfect divine timing. I'm going to bless and shuffle, and we will figure out what messages are coming through today. Mm. Well, look at this. Okay. Okay. I just did the Divine Masculine exclusive. And I have a feeling that, and again, that message in particular for this month, it seems to be focused more on people who are in separation. So I'll just throw that out there. But those were different decks that I used that just the same energies came out here. I have a feeling that if this message in particular really resonates for you, this will be a month where you definitely want to order the exclusive, especially if this energy does. This is big. So we have someone who is really interested in starting over. Someone who wants to be more excited about life and feels like there are some things that need to close out immediately before they can do that. And it's like there's this sense of urgency that says, I have to go. I have to move on. I cannot keep doing this because I'm creating delays through my own behavior, through my own actions. What are we missing? Wow. Nope, we're not missing anything. This is confirmation. That Page of Wands. Oh my gosh. This person is really, really passionate about releasing the karma, moving forward with a new idea of what's what. I cannot be this person anymore. I don't like it. I don't like where I've been. I don't like where it seems that I'm heading. And I'm starting to see those common threads that are causing me to continue down the path and wonder, why isn't anything changing? This is a person who says, I'm tired of feeling crazy. Ooh, okay. Look at that. We start off with 11 in the 5D. The Empress just knows, calmly, patiently waiting. Just knows what's up. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so we have a shift happening right now in the 5D. This divine masculine is not kidding around, and this is not I think sometimes things can happen because the 3D is just getting desperate. I think this is the other way around. I think that this is the 5D really making the push. I think that this is God saying, okay, divine masculine, now. Not yet, not yet, not yet, now. And the divine masculine is up to the task. This is exciting. This to me says, I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm done with anything that does not serve me. This is big. Like this is actually and you know what's funny is I think the main thing that is shifting is this belief that it's going to be them that causes everything to fall apart. So the shift that's happening is their belief that they are the problem. And it's not just you they feel that way about. It's not just you that they've convinced themselves that they're going to mess it up or do something wrong. It's everything. This is a person who, as much bravado as they might put out there and saying, oh yeah, I'm great, they don't really believe it. And this is a person who's now saying, a part of me maturing is recognizing where I'm almost giving myself an out by believing that I'm not good enough. I'm almost creating the negative energy by believing that I'm just going to hold someone back or that I'm just going to make things worse. This is a release of a victim mentality. Wow. There's just so much that there's like so much energy shifting right now in them. They're walking away from a lot right now. This is crazy. Okay, so the 3D is going to hopefully give us the information we need. Yeah, yet again, the syncs between this and the exclusive reading. Again, if this does not resonate, I just wouldn't recommend getting the exclusive. But if this resonates so far, every single deck, you'll see it when you order. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, they're aligned. Ooh, this is good. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They're done. Oh my gosh. They're tired of fighting. Oh my, okay, okay. This, okay, all right, Grace, relax. Okay, sorry. I'm carrying over too much from the other reading, so I need to let that go. Let's focus. The karmic release is so real right now. That's the first and foremost that is hitting so hard right now. The karmic release is so real. But beyond that, we see someone who is saying, I'm done fighting for the wrong side. I'm done trying to make my plans happen. And you know, it's not... Some of it is not just them finally wisening up. Some of it is they've tried. They've tried every single possible angle and they keep getting blocked. That is God loving you, Divine Feminine. I'm just being real with you. That is. You know what? Let's bring your deck in. What do we got here? Wow. I didn't even use this deck in the other reading. Oh my God, do you see? This is crazy. Wow. Okay, Divine Feminine. Where are you at? Look at you. I'm telling you, we are coming even, oh my God, we are coming into such an incredible alignment. This last few months of 2020, again, if you're not on track, if that's not your story, I get it. But for those of you who know, who have seen the signs, who have felt it, who are actually not just seeing it in the 5D, but also seeing things come to fruition in the 3D, you know what's up. You know where this is headed. Oh man. When you add the Divine Feminine energy in, the Divine Feminine focusing on being the best partner they can be. Focusing on, because again, you see the 3 of Pentacles shows up. And it's the Divine Masculine is interested in this now, in seeing the value of the partnership, in recognizing the power of 2 heads over 1 that can really make something happen. For the Divine Feminine to decide, I'm going to focus on this as well. Both counterparts are in line. Both counterparts are ready. Both see that the reason why things hadn't been, and again, Divine Feminine, I know you already know this, but the Divine Masculine is now also seeing that the reason why things hadn't been right is because we needed to be together for many of the things that were supposed to come to fruition in our life to actually happen. So the Divine Feminine is finding, I believe, a healthier way to deal with the people in their life and their approach to their divine counterpart that says, I'm going to keep my mind clear. I'm going to shine so bright, like shine like a diamond. I don't know if you guys can see that's what's written on these, right? And I'm going to do whatever it takes to be in an energy of humble belief, humble trust. Oh, you hear the train too. Oh, get on the train, Divine Feminine. Come on the train. I don't know the words, but I just know, woo, woo. Okay, I'm sorry. Grace, I'm excited, that's all. And I really do. I get the sense that when you add in the Divine Feminine component to this message, this is where we see the divine alignment really begin. It is the Divine Feminine standing in their truth, in their correct energy, vibing high, doing what needs to be done, seeing the opportunities ahead. It is that energy that brings this, what the divine masculine is being worked on and dealing with, to fullness, to a whole, complete, round number. And I just have a feeling here that we're going to see some tremendous shifts because of it. Because the divine feminine has decided, you know what? No matter what happens next, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm no longer stressing about my counterpart because I understand that there is no benefit to it. I'm no longer stressing about tomorrow because I know that there is enough trouble and stress and nonsense for me to deal with today. There is no help in me trying to think about tomorrow's issues. There is no point in me being so overly worried about the past. I have to understand that everything that happened in the past was supposed to happen exactly the way that it did to get me where I need to be in the future. This is a divine feminine who is no longer afraid of losing their counterpart, not coming into union, any of that. By doing that, getting into that energy, you have brought your divine masculine into fullness. This is, oh man, okay, all right, never mind. All right. I'm struggling right now because I feel like I should have made the other reading a public reading now. This is just so much. This, and this were all heavy energies in the exclusive. That's where I'm like freaked out, especially this one. Okay, all right, so we're not going to do too much with the divine feminine deck, but let's get this going. Okay. Look at this. Hold on a second. You. All right. Actually, I'm going to put this here. What's happening, but we're going to go with it. We're just going to go with it, right, Grace? Right. Okay. Whoa. What is this? I'm going to do you and you. Actually, we're going to, no, here? Okay. All right, fine. And this could go there. Ooh. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, these, okay, look at this. I don't know what that means. All right, but somebody needed to see that. Oh, okay, I just need one, please. Just one card. Oh, thank you. All right. Look over here, and then we need like that. Yeah. Okay. Just one card, please, for the divine feminine energy. I just know what the divine feminines need to understand about what's next in their 3D. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, here. All right. So. Whew. All right, got it. So let's first find out, before we really look at some of these questions, what it is that we need to understand about where, I don't even think I want to say where the divine masculine is, but how they got here. How did they get here? What was the move of God? A sense of things not being where they should be, but like nagging at them every day, every moment. You know, it's funny. Ooh. All right, no, I don't want to place the blame on the divine feminine, but I will still throw it out there that if you getting into your right energy helped the divine masculine get into their right energy, then that means you being in your wrong energy may have somehow influenced their energy negatively as well. But I do believe that that was most likely meant to be the case, right? It wasn't like something that you threw a wrench in it and you messed it up. So just keep that in mind, that if you really believe in the connection being so strong that they can feel you from across the waters and you can feel them, then why don't you see that any negative space that you enter into could also stretch right across? So just keep that in mind as you're really reflecting on the right ways to move forward with your dynamic. Ask yourself if there are any things that are almost hypocritical, or you're kind of being, what's that word? Like selective in your beliefs. But anyways, let's get back to this. The divine masculine has had this very nagging sense that something is wrong, that the harvest that they're experiencing is not good enough or isn't the right thing. Maybe they planted the wrong seeds. Maybe they planted in the wrong, part of the season. And that's why they're not having the fullness that they expected. But they just know that the path that they were on, something wasn't right. But what they did not know was that in the midst of all that, in the midst of all the chaos and confusion and things going wrong, that there were some things that were put into play, into action, so that when the time came, everything would turn out right. Now the divine masculine is starting to experience the fruits, right? The things that are happening now that really weren't in their control, things that they were not aware of. Everything's starting to be revealed. And they're starting to see the reason why they were feeling that nagging sense that something was wrong was so that they would focus. And that when everything was revealed, they would actually see and pay attention and know what was happening. This has been about getting their attention and getting them to look at things objectively and subjectively, getting them to really start to understand the way that their mind works and the way that they approach things. Getting to understand that if they don't plant in the right season, plant in the right space, whatever it is that is talking about like reaping and sowing, that whatever they get is on them, but that there's also a way to perceive it different. There's a lot happening in the mind of the masculine right now, and all of these things are related to this divine awakening, this divine shift. So how did this come across in the 5D? How did they accept that energy in their spirit? Where they knew something was wrong, but then also kind of sensed that there was something right in it all? They were just having to take a moment to figure out what's really happening. What did that do? Here we are again with this 10 or this 110 energy. It's the 3 of Wands, and it says, enough with this incessant need to control things in your life that are clearly not for you. Enough is enough. Stop trying to force your plan into action. It's not going to work. It's not going to give you what you thought you wanted. I think that the only reason they were even able to sense that there was a little bit of a shift in perspective coming was because they were able to look at something like one part of their life from a new angle. And it was almost like, I just saw like a exploding kaleidoscope where it was like their intention was just to focus on one thing. But when they saw that truth of that one thing, the scales came off their eyes, right? The blinders were off, and now everything, they can see it in its true colors. When they were able to see it in its true colors, it was that moment where it was like, oh my gosh, all the striving, all the effort, all the pain, everything I've been through trying to make something happen, it was all on me. I was causing the problems by pursuing the wrong things. I was creating havoc in my life by being so desperate to do things out of alignment, out of sync, in the wrong energy, that I did not realize until now, when I've really had a chance to step back and see things differently. I didn't realize just how bad off I was and how much havoc I was causing. I did not see it, but now I do. And now I realize that the perception that I had that there was something wrong, it was, how do I say this? It was misplaced. There was something wrong, but it wasn't what I thought. But the only way to get my attention was for me to think that the thing I actually cared about was messing up, so that then I would be able to see the thing I actually didn't care that much about, like kind of by force. And now I can see everything. Now I can see that the neglect and again, that kind of very forceful, just trying so hard to pursue something that clearly wasn't for me. Now I can see just what it's done to me. Okay, so just to get a quick update, where's both counterparts? So we see the divine masculine, 7 of Pentacles. They're in line, but this is reversed, which means this has already taken place. They have already gone through the experience of something's off, pay attention, and now they're starting to see what's really going on, what time it is for real, right? They thought, oh, I don't know why, but I just heard like they thought it was breakfast, but now they just realize it's really dinner. You know, they had a wrong idea about where they really were, and now they're seeing the truth of it. That now they're seeing just how, what is that word? You know what's crazy? I just realized that 9-9, that shift that's happening, it's, oh my goodness, what, I think it's Mars. It's a retrograde. Mars is going retrograde in Aries, and it's about slowing down the harvest. And you might, if you're a farmer and you're expecting a harvest at a certain time, you might get a little bit frustrated and you realize you can't reap yet, right? You can't do what needs to be done just yet. And that's the energy that I think a lot of them are facing and dealing with as we're coming into this 9/9/2020 portal. That is kind of like this 911 call, but about everything. They're starting to see, oh, thank goodness that the harvest isn't ready. Thank goodness that I planted when I planted, not knowing that I was doing the wrong things, but it's actually turning into the right things. Thank goodness. But don't make the mistake again, because I will not get lucky. Remember, we saw the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune was on their side. Oh, and that's 10 again. Oh my gosh, there's too many things happening. Okay, great, focus. Fortune was actually on their side. They got lucky that their path was altered but beneath their feet. They didn't even know that their world was shifting this whole time. This is too much. There's so much. But what's crazy is, look where the divine feminine is. Some of you have probably, some of you are watching this now, but some of you are going to watch the exclusive and then end up seeing this reading later, and you're going to see where this shows up, and you're going to be like, holy cow. Because this is the divine feminine deck. It was the message about the divine feminine. So you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So the divine feminine is in a place where they want the kingdom. They want to experience the fullness of life. And at this point, they're going to do whatever it takes to have that experience, to feel strong and full and ready. They're tired of being stressed. They're tired of feeling overwhelmed. They're tired of feeling like, oh, they have so much work to do still and nothing's coming to fruition. They understand that that's a perception issue, but that's not real. They've done the work. And yes, there's still more work to do. There will always be more work to do, but you are no longer in the belief that the reason you're not in union is because there's more work to do. Sure, there's all kinds of work to be done on the path, but you're not causing the problems. That you're starting to understand that it's about timing. It's about the divine plan. It's about the seeds that were planted that will grow and come into their fullness at the right time, in the perfect moment in the season. You're starting to see things from a perspective of fullness rather than lack. You're starting to see things from a perspective of building rather than taking away and things falling apart. So the divine masculine is just a couple steps behind. They're going to start to see this soon. But first, they had to get rid of all the things that were stressing them out, that were overwhelming them, that were making them miserable, that were, just making them think that everything was going wrong. So divine feminine, as you continue to influence your divine masculine's energy, be prepared that they're going to be right behind you now. Whereas before, there were things that you had to go through while they were going through their stuff, and it might not have always kind of made sense together. But now you're entering a phase where as you do your work, they're right there. I mean, right there. And there will be a point where they do something that brings them right into that evil, or not evil, equal, right, playing space. I can't believe I said evil. Brings them into that equal playing field, into that space of, okay, we're both on the right track now. We're both doing the right thing. This is kind of exciting. I feel like I'm starting to, okay, I need to refocus. Let me take a deep breath, okay? Because I'm like hype right now. Okay. Okay. So now let's get a little bit of information. Let's find out what's going on with this divine masculine. Why are they not ready to contact you? Why is that still such an issue? Whether it's they come in and they do contact you, but then they ghost you right away, or it's just here and there, kind of sporadic. Why are they not ready to, not, I won't even say contact you, but to be in contact together? I think this is a 5D issue because they're still holding back. They're still in a very cautious space and a very cautious energy. They're still, and you know what? If we put this down, everything we've got, that's 1111. I feel like there's still a portal that they need to walk through. There's still something that they need to experience to where they can fully trust themselves with you. Not just trust you, but trust themselves with you. Trust that they're not going to go into their same old habits of holding back, of assuming the worst for some reason. There's just something about what they need to do right now in terms of establishing their foundation. I think that this energy needs to shift into the Emperor energy before they are really ready to be who they're supposed to be in your life. And when they shift into that Emperor energy, I don't believe there will be any more no contact periods. I don't think that's going to be something you have to worry about, because once they become the Emperor, once they become the King of Pentacles, once they become that fullness of self, they're not going to be able to forget you. They're not going to be able to let go of the need to provide and protect for you, or provide for you and protect you. It's not going to be possible. But right now, before they've made that final major connection and really realized who you are to them and who they are to you, they're still holding back because they don't want to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, or get triggered by something that they know better to be triggered by, but they still can't help it. So this is about establishing a foundation of self. This is about, again, the messages that are pointing back to the exclusive. This divine masculine wants so much for the divine feminine to see that they're becoming more grounded, to see that they're, really going the right direction, but they also are having just a little bit of trouble accepting it for themselves. They want to make sure that there's no room for them to backslide or for them to slip up and make the same old mistakes. They're really trying to get better, to be better, and they want to be sure before they come into your life. Because again, there is still a little bit of pain from this past, really believing that everything about them is just going to cause you problems, that every decision that they make is somehow going to hurt you or hurt someone else. They're still working through the feelings of inadequacy that make them believe that they're just not worth the time, that they're just not worth the energy. So they have not been in consistent contact and are not really making the effort to share their life with you, because right now they're trying to make sure that they're fully ready to give that so they can stop with the in and out. Okay. What is blocking this person in the 3D from really being able to move forward more quickly? What is it that they still have to work through in the 3D to understand themselves better and be able to come home, right? Come into your presence and start to build that kingdom life. What do we need to know? Oh, so we see a lot of stuff about the path, right? Lots of 7s, lots of 4s now. To me, this says, in order for me to be able to move forward, I have to have a stable, secure foundation. In order for me to move forward with purpose and passion, I have to know where I came from. So I'm struggling right now. with this feeling of, I've done this before and it didn't work out, so why would I keep trying? Because I'm having to really remind myself, I've never actually taken this approach. I've never actually done things the right way. And so my ego is saying to me, come on, it's the same old thing. But something in my soul, my whole, and my, I see I can't talk, my heart and soul, I keep merging words. Is this weird today? Is telling me, you know, you can do this. And another thing is saying, all those mistakes, they had to happen. You know, like, don't look at things so negatively. Something in me knows not to give up and not to see things from my old perspective, but everything else is just a part of my autopilot. It keeps me thinking that things are what they were and that nothing's changed and that I don't really want this. And so there is a little bit of an internal battle. Again, that conflict that they're experiencing within, it's not an accident. It's not, it was meant to be. It was meant to happen at this moment to help them experience things from a new perspective. And so right now, they really are having to break away from these old ideas and concepts that are telling them, yeah, you know, I'm never going to get what I want. Anything that comes my way is going to be something's always going to be missing from it. That's not true. And they're having to really come to terms with that so that as they move forward, past these blockages, past these things that make them feel kind of shaky, like they're really not sure. It's like once they can get past all of this, they will feel so much more secure in who they are and so much more secure in who they are to you, who they are in your life, how they can be a benefit and a blessing to you rather than a curse and something negative. They're still a little bit caught up in their old way. You know, I talk to people who are coming into, like, you know, their spirituality, or maybe like who've accepted like Christ for the first time and they're a new Christian and they're excited, but they feel guilty, they feel bad because they notice every little thing they do wrong more than ever. And that's where this divine masculine is. It's a person who they really see that things are supposed to be different and they believe it's possible for the first time in their life, but all their old habits are still there. They are still having to work through things that they don't know why they're struggling, but they are. They don't know why they're still a problem, but they are. And it's because as much as we want to believe as humans that we can just turn the switch off and on, there are some things where it's that simple, right? Flip the switch, shift your perspective, good. But there are other things like our habits, the habitual way we approach things, the traits that we use in certain situations that are going to take the time, like it's going to require time, effort, all of that in order for us to shift and heal in those areas. So this person has to get used to the feeling that divine really does hand them good things, that luck really is on their side, that they can trust themselves moving forward because now they're much more aware of what is right and what is wrong. This is a big deal because this is a person who is in the midst of actively understanding that their previous behaviors are not healthy, but also in the midst of seeing that making the shift into the new behaviors is not going to be as easy as just flipping the switch. This is a person who might be a little bit sad, a little bit down about the fact that they're not as great or as strong or as perfect or whatever as their ego led them to believe. There's a lot happening here that is shaking the divine masculine's foundation. But it's almost like the foundation is shaking up so that a new path could open. And I'm not talking about a new path where you're walking through the woods and you create a path. I'm talking about a path where there should have never been even the capability of making a path. I'm talking about like two mountains splitting and the divine masculine being able to walk through something. I mean, this is a big deal, but it's very overwhelming. It's a lot, okay? Okay, so okay. I feel like I need to go here next, but I was trying to figure out What's the point of this message? And I feel like this is saying, I'm starting to like feel the connection and see the connection. Okay, but remember, this is spiritually speaking, 5D speaking. What is it that they need the divine feminine to understand about that shift? I'm starting to notice things that I've denied before. I'm starting to acknowledge things that I tried to write off. What do we need to know? Ooh, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, again. If you watch the exclusive, please just comment like, oh wow. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. I'm I'm sorry. This is just kind of mind blowing. That's all. Especially because of this. It's because okay, some of you know that in the Four of Cups, the person like the cup is coming from that divine hand, right? Like out of nowhere. I always say that this card is kind of like a miniature version or like a miniature energetic version of this card. And so I think it's interesting that as this shift is coming into play, that this shift is also happening. We see the divine masculine understanding all those previous moments, all the things where our connection used to be, where they misunderstood, they're starting to get it now. They're starting to go, oh, that's what that was. Oh, that's what that meant. The way they feel about this connection has shifted tremendously. And now you see 11, 11. The divine feminine needed to continue to offer love and show love in a very unconditional way so that when divine started to offer as well, the divine masculine would feel the familiarity and go, huh, I know this feeling. Is this love? Blah. You know? And then over here, the divine masculine had to continue to see what holding back and not being able to accept the harvest and all of these things, all these just poor decisions really on their part, what it was really doing to them. This is a part of the portal. This is a big deal. The divine masculine in the 5D is being awakened to what real love is. That's where this Mars and Aries retrograde is happening. There's something about slowing down the harvest a little bit and being thankful and grateful, thinking, oh man, if I had tried to harvest this week or this month, everything would have fallen apart. I wouldn't have had this certain equipment, or I'm just trying to think of like farmer analogies. But now this person is starting to see that everything is happening in perfect timing, and they're actually lucky that things are slowing down a bit and that there's a little bit of a pushback or a pullback. They're grateful because they're going, oof, phew, I needed a little bit more time. I needed a little bit more time before I was really ready to take it to the next level. So how is this energy impacting them in the 3D? Because clearly they're tired of holding back, but they also want to be sure that they're really ready to go forward. And then over here, it's like they're open to receiving love now because they're starting to see just how powerful and how real it is. But what does that mean in their 3D? How are they going to start to move forward in the 3D now that they have a better understanding of what this connection really is? Oh, sync, 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 sync. 6 of Pentacles. They're really going to start to use their time more wisely. They're really going to start to see things in a new light. They're really going to start to offer up more effort, make more of an effort to respond properly to the divine feminine, make more of an effort to understand their true gifting and why they are how they are, who they are, where they are, why they are. They're really going to start to make an effort to bring a balance to their life like they've never experienced before. And you see that we've got this Ace of Cups, this 6 energy. This is unconditional love. And so the fact that we have divine love that comes out of nowhere, unconditional love, the fact that even here we see it in the 3D for them, this completion, this 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles, this need and this want to experience a happy home life, good finances, and all things that happened because they were willing to compromise and come into balance. This is so big. This is like, I think that a part of their issue in not being who they were supposed to be was because they started to look at the good things about themselves almost as if the divine feminine had like warped it or something, had made it into something that it wasn't. And so when they started to see those traits in themselves, like maybe the divine feminine said, you know, you actually are a really beautiful person, and you have a really good heart, and you really love to help people. So then the next time that they kind of, you know, fell out of their ego for a moment and accidentally did something good, they would look at the feminine and be like, "Ugh, you look what you made me do." And it was very weird, very backwards behavior, a very strange approach. Whereas now they're going, "Wow, you knew all along that I was love. You knew all along about these gifts that I had. You knew all along that I was meant to do something and help the world. Wow." So this is not just a change in perception about their own gifting and the way that they're supposed to go out into the world. This is about realizing just how powerful the love they share with their counterpart is going to be in the long run when it comes to all of those things. I'm so excited. Cannot help it. Okay. So what is it that the divine feminine needs to understand? Because we see that we're being asked as divine feminines to really be who we're supposed to be, trust that what we see as the vision of our future will come to pass, and allow the divine masculine to figure things out on their own, because it's the only way. They're not going to learn through us helping them and teaching them and showing them. If anything, it's going to be we planted the seed and then later they realize what we were really saying. But we're starting to understand, like, they have to go through things on their own. And as much as we may not want them to learn the hard way, if they're hard-headed, that's just how they learn, right? At least now. And so as the divine feminine really starts to let go, and you can see, look at this energy. Beautiful. What is it that we need to know moving forward? Because to me, what this says is they are coming around soon. The blockages are coming down, right? I mean, we can, it's just, and so it's like, okay, knowing that is true, and knowing that it's really is about to be that grand divine timing, the timeline that we're supposed to be on, it's finally opening up. What is it the divine feminine can be doing to support the divine masculine? Wow. Divine feminine, keep moving forward. Carry your king's crown with you. That's what you need to be doing in the 3D. In the 3D, you need to be living your life basically like you know that your divine masculine is just going to show up any day. But the 5D is trusting that just like this, what is this? Temporary pause in action, a temporary standstill. The reversal that's happening right now in the energies that's kind of setting things up for the closing out of the year and the beautiful 2021 we're all going to experience together. All of these things are happening for a reason in this season, and we can trust it. We can trust that we're not being told to stop or slow down. We're not we are in fullness. We are in victory. But we have to live our life with this anticipation and this trust in the most positive ways, not nerves to the sense of, like, you know, getting sick before a performance, but nerves in getting the adrenaline pumping before the performance, right? This is being, I think this, I don't know why I just heard using our humanity in a positive way. Using the, oh, I see. It's using your 5D to guide your 3D rather than using your 3D to guide your 5D. So your 5D is saying to you, listen, be yourself, do what you're supposed to do, shift your perspective for the moment. And your 3D is saying, because I trust this and I know this is the right decision, I'm going to move forward in complete victory now and also expecting the victory later. You see, we see another quickening happening. And to me, what this is telling us is things are going to, out of nowhere, suddenly just be exactly what they're supposed to be. and we're not going to expect it. But if we are in a negative energy, we might make that initial beginning energy kind of muddy and yucky. But if we're in a beautiful space where, like I said, just picture yourself trotting along, riding along through the valley, through the forest, through the desert. You're just kind of going on your journeys. And all of a sudden you look over and your divine masculine is just right there next to you as if they've been there all along. It's that moment. It's that trust. It's knowing that you don't have to wait for them, that you don't have to stall and stop your life and end up in a stalemate energy waiting for them. That's not the right way to go about doing this. This person is completely on track. They're exactly where they need to be, and so are you. This is the expectation that as the divine feminine, you know what's going on. You are connected to divine. You don't need a crash course and a lesson in love and fullness and happiness and joy. You've already got it. And you have to start to act like it as consistently as possible. You can no longer move forward in the back and forth energy because it's not helpful to you and it's creating dissonance in your vibration. And you don't want that dissonance present when your divine masculine shows up. There's a lot. There's so much more here. And there's so much more even in the exclusive. And I should have probably just done both of these all together in one long 2-hour reading. But this is where we're at. Okay. So if you are getting the feeling that your divine masculine is making a major shift or has already made a major shift and you need to know why or what's going on, the exclusive is going to be for you. Again, if you're in union, really like strong pseudo union, they're already making strides, it might not resonate. And if you're in no contact whatsoever for like a long time, again, it may not resonate. But for those of you who are in that kind of more average twin flame spectrum of what's going on, if this resonates, if you really feel like your divine masculine is finally starting to make sense of things and things are really clicking, and that the only delays that are really here are now just internal for them, it's not like waiting for everything else to fall into place, I highly suggest you check out the exclusive. But more so, I really want you to ask yourself what these messages mean. Why did these particular messages come through? Why is it that we're being kind of led into this, I kind of see this beautiful portal energy? Why are we being led into this divine intervention energy? Why is this happening right now? What's happening in my life that I'm supposed to be more aware of? Where am I supposed to be going right now? Especially knowing if my divine masculine is just going to kind of ride up alongside me. Where am I supposed to be? Am I there? Because I'm the empress here. I know what's happening. I know what's coming. I know how beautiful our kingdom's going to be. I know who my divine masculine really is. They may not. They may still need time. They may still need to come into this really celebratory energy, but I'm already there. So what does that mean for me now? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I just feel really good for this group of masculines. And I know this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but for those of you who are feeling it and who are excited, I'm also really proud of you. I've been having a lot of major breakthrough moments with the personal readings and client calls and long-term coaching I've been doing. And again, it's not because of me. It's because you guys are in the space to be better and to do better. And you just know what's coming. And I'm proud of you for focusing on what you know and working in your faith rather than allowing what you can't see and the fear to distract you. This is all temporary. And you will look back on these days and laugh about how scared you were and how you felt like there wasn't enough time. All of that, you're not going to believe that anymore. Okay, all right, I'm going to stop talking because you know me. I will go forever. What up? Welcome. It's me, Fiery Grace the Gifted. I am an intuitive life strategist here on YouTube, and I'm here to help you find peace, love, and light all up in that journey of yours, because it can be really easy to get caught up in the frustration and the pain and the chaos and the questions, right? It can get so easy. So if you need me, obviously you can check out all of my YouTube readings. Pretty much everything I ever offer for the collective is free. Again, I did mention exclusives in this particular reading. I suggest that you check those out from time to time, but I do not believe that everyone should order the exclusives every single month. Just like every reading is not going to resonate, every exclusive is not for you just because it's available. Okay. So really know, if you're going to order, know that this resonates. Be sure in yourself before you make that decision, because the message may not be for you. But otherwise, feel free. Go through some of my old readings. A lot of my readings, if not all of them, are timeless. And so it's about what you need in the moment, what you need at that time. And there's a lot that's going to come up for you over time in the future that you might say, oh, but this reading Grace did is, a year old or 2 years old. I see people comment all the time on old videos and go, I have no idea how this ended up in my feed. I don't have any idea how I ended up here, but I needed to hear this and it is applying to my situation right now. So please check out some of my other readings, check out some of the other messages I've done, and check out the daily grace videos where it's actually me and my face and there's no tarot. If you believe that I am intuitively connected to you, that's not because of these cards. These are pieces of paper with pictures on them. Okay. It's because there are messages that I was meant to share with you, and they're going to come through me. So even if they don't have the cards associated with it, it's still going to resonate. It's still going to click, and you're still going to feel like, how the heck did you know that? So go through my playlist, check some of that other stuff out, especially if you can't afford a reading right now. I've got so much content for you. I think a few hundred videos for you to check out. Okay. So if you want to connect with me, I do have Facebook pages as well as an Instagram page you can follow. I don't really post too much there, though. The best way for you to maintain contact with me is either through my email address or via YouTube. I have a whole community tab where I have set up conversations with you guys. We do polls and even just positive posts and things like that. So if you like, share, subscribe, comment, but more so if you're subscribed to me, you're going to see those posts more frequently, and they're going to be posts that make you think as well as posts that make you feel uplifted. So be sure that from time to time you check out that community tab, especially if you're a member. What up, members? Thanks for joining. What? Appreciate y'all. For all my fiery friends out there, the membership tab, even now, I believe that you should be able to see this week's love letter ahead of time, but you have to go to the community tab in order to see that stuff. So some of it's going to be members only, and then the rest of it is for everyone. Check it out. I do have a bunch of sales going on right now. So there's stuff that's on sale over the course of the month. And then I also have a portal sale going on right now. It'll always be on that top little strip on my website. It will tell you what the current sale is. And then you just add whatever you want to your cart just to see how much you can save. Love letters. And I'm starting to do packages now. So if you want to order a divine masculine reading and a divine feminine reading together, you can do that as well. So I accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Most people use the PayPal option on my website. And I'm just thrilled to be able to work with you guys and be able to assist you. There's something about being in union that it feels weird sometimes that you guys would rely on me. I used to wonder well, why not rely on a reader in separation, I guess? But it's because my energy is the energy that you guys are trying to get to, right? My vibration and what we in Mr. Lightwork have going on. And by the way, I cannot wait to see him reveal his new self to you guys. He has gone through such a crazy transformation over the past couple of weeks, and I cannot wait till he puts a video out. But I realize now that there's something really special about being able to find a reader in union, being able to find a reader who, knows their divine counterpart, lives with their divine counterpart, goes through those experiences of growth, but still remembers what it was like to be in separation and to have a really rough period of pseudo union and coming together at that. So to be here for you guys in this way, sometimes it's surreal, but I'm just grateful, and I love you, and I know you love me. And so I'm grateful for everything you continue to do. And if you need me, please comment, let me know. Hey, Grace, can you do a video about this? Can you do a reading about this? Obviously, if you're just going to ask me to do a free personal reading for you, the collective probably isn't going to be interested in that. But if you are asking questions that you really think that would be a benefit to everyone, I want to start to do more and be able to answer those more direct questions that you guys are having. So if you see someone has left a comment oh, Grace, can you do a reading about this or a video about this? And you think that that's a good one, either like that or go underneath it and say, yeah, as well as this part, right? That way it's kind of more easy for me to say, okay, clearly this person's question is going to resonate for a lot of people. So I'll, know to do those first. But I want to start to become more of a resource for you guys than just doing readings, which I know are beneficial. This one in particular, right? I get it. But just let me know how I can be of service in different ways, because I think I have a lot more to offer than even I realized. And I want to start to really stand in the gaps in the areas where maybe only I can, or there's not too many of us out there that can really be there for you. So I love you. I'm so grateful for you. You continue to light up my life by giving me the opportunity to light up yours. It is truly a blessing to be a blessing. And if there's more that I can be doing, I want to step up, okay? I'm gonna pull one little rune stone to close this out for those of you who are still here, because I know not everyone stays till the end. So you're gonna get a little special bonus message. So what can the divine feminines watching this reflect on? Oh, 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 oh. Give it to me. Ah, look at this. The letter N. This says, what are your guides and spirits trying to tell you no about? But go beyond that and ask why. Because not every no is no. Sometimes no is just not now. Sometimes no is no, but I have something better. And so if you really have been feeling like you keep getting told no and you can't figure out why, it may be because you're simply responding to it and going, but why? Instead of going, now why is that the case? Is there something I'm missing? Is there something that just isn't for me right now? Is there just something that maybe my question that I'm asking the wrong way? So if you've been feeling like you keep getting that no, 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 I want you to pull back for a second, lean out of it, because if you lean into it, all it's going to feel like is no, but why? But if you lean out of it and you go, okay, so why no? Where is the best yes? What is the universe saying to me when it says no? What is it really saying yes to? Okay, so this whole reading is about shifting our perspective, looking at things from a different perspective. And I have a feeling that you're going to get some great messages when you start to reflect on what those no's really mean for you. All right, I'm out of here for real. I love you. Peace.